Hope you're finding ways to stay cool. As I'm contemplating, and my emotions are up and down today. Had a little cry, that helped. So I thought I'd explain myself. A lot of people say I've got mental health issues. I used to fight that from the very beginning. I haven't. But now I do get my emotions do get a little bit high and low. And I get very down because of what I have learnt and what was and what can be. And I was just thinking, about the water around here, how I would love to have a taste of the water that I used to drink, which is from the underground reservoir behind me. And I was thinking about when they took the water from the land. The spirit of the land was very, very cross, and I was right in the middle of all this. I shouted across the road even with my magic staff, because there were about 10, 12 vans and cars and a big tanker. So I presume they were going to fill the water with the tanker across the road on Miss Lister Road. That's what the road originally was called, and what it was before that I have no idea. I don't want to know. Now I believe it's been taken completely, and you can't even a local or an animal can't get to drink it. And that also has upset the serpent that was once I suppose more well known around here. They must know, because it's in the stone walls, the half moons. There are signs all over. Say for instance People's Park. If you ever look at People's Park, what that entails, if that's the right word. See, hear that? I felt that, and I know what's underneath them, and no one will listen to me. Anyway, going back to the water. I suppose the only way is to find out where it's going, which I believe is Wakefield. Why Wakefield? When we're all going to be soon we're going to be put on a hosepipe ban as well, because the ground is parched, and I understand what people are already on a hosepipe ban. We don't need a hosepipe ban up here. Like I say, the springs are all being tapped, well, apart from one, that won't be long before that's tapped into and then removed. I mean, it does go straight into Redbeck. I don't think the quality is quite drinkable, but it used to be a spa, and it used to heal people. And that's documented in the Hawley Green Spa on the internet. It's a book that someone's photocopied onto it, worth a read. And then there's another one that you might see at the same time, which I was going to try, one of my friends was going to try and buy it off online, but I wouldn't even bother. I just read it on your computer. There are hidden messages in it, but it's more of an examination of the experiments that they did with the water. So that's worth a good read. Well, it's not really, but it's interesting. I think in one of the books there is a mention of Anne Walker. I think that's the first one, and it's on the year that Anne died, around about that time. But when you hear more about what my problem is as well, is I tune into different things and I see different things and I see different entities. there's nothing to be scared of, because it's always been that way. So I'd love a glass of nice, clean, fresh water. And probably because it's a spiritual thing as well, because I work with the water on the hillside and the fire and the earth and the air, and I do this in bloody fields where more than one atrocity has happened. As above, when the angels around here, when they first colonised our planet, found a place very cold and icy, and they tapped into the land around here. And then Enoch talks about the first house that they probably built, which again is that spot where the water comes out of because they were utilising what was there. And then I think that was around about that time of Atlantis, but even before that I've had meditations where I've met blue people, and they're very, I want to do that with my head, Indian, the mannerisms, the culture, and I'm getting moo, and I'm working out a time when this was all flat land, so you're talking maybe millions of years ago, and they come back regularly. A lot of settlers that have moved on do come back, and our planet has been over millions and millions of years a haven, despite the wars and the cycle of the earth burning and the earth flooding. It's all to do with this chap, the sun, and where our universe as a bigger goes around that's own little clock, that probably takes millions of years, but it's been recorded. It's in all our DNA. That's my house. You see how the stone has got black on it? I was so proud of that when I first moved in. I loved the black stone around the house. It's all going. Past us disappearing into sand. And that's nice in a way. Because that's what we all will do. So here's my Stonehenge. I think I've just turned you off, I think. A mile lawn. But once I saved some chickens from a care home, but would not look after them. It was okay while they were little tiny chicks, watching them hatch. But muggins had to look after them, and they weren't being looked after when I left, so I told the care home manager I'm looking after them at my house. I did take them round now and again, but they were more interested in Sue. No, Suki wasn't around then. Suki was towards the end of the chickens, and yeah, so I used to take them around now and again, Betty and Vera. And they ate my chamomile lawn. The eggs were absolutely gorgeous with a hint of chamomile. And I'm digging a hole for myself. That's a bit further up the garden. But it's slow and easy. I can't work. My back hurts. My joints hurt. I get healing from around here. This is my red carpet. Full of shit, no thanks to Suki, but the insects like it. And that used to be St. Thomas's wedding, funeral and Sunday services. And that's upsetting me as well, because they've finished the work on the roof, whoever's bought it. They're going to turn it into a house. And Mr. Muggins here is still working with the spirits that are there, and they are very lost. I don't know what's going on. So I sometimes just nip over the wall now and speak to them, because I'm not going to ask permission. 7,000 bodies under there, and they want to be exhumed as well. That's what I heard on the grapevine. So I don't know how true that is. And again, Muggins managed to get that stopped. As I said to people on the local community Facebook page, and said, look up your name if it's one that goes down in generations. So for instance, Webster, which is quite a common name around here, and see if you've got anybody that's called Webster in that graveyard, and just put a candle or a flower on it. That stopped me then even thinking about exhuming because some people did. I think there was about 3 or 4 people did. Anne's been drawing close. She's met some interesting people down in the park, and so have I. The little spring's settled, so I'm not going to show what that is. It's too in the middle. You probably will have worked it out. So until anything happens with that, keep you posted. The water is slowly getting lower, and this is going to be a problem when they do, wherever that water goes to. The water board know about it. They know the secrets of it, I guess, because they will have had to. When they dug up, when there were big old JCBs on the top of the hill, looked amazing. And I was surprised no one's taken photographs of that, actually. There probably will be somewhere. They're all families around here, all look out for each other and don't care. I mean, that's what's going to happen to the field. Despite the signs, this right, a field work just by me is was tested about 25 years ago, because it might even be more, because I was a boy, so no, I'm not going to shout my age. More than 25 years. It's just wishful thinking. Anyway, I remember them testing, and they had a big thing going bum, bum, bum down, and they said, no, there's no way anyone really should be building on here. And there was big cheers from all the locals. And now it's got the go-ahead. But it's all to do with backhanders, and even though it's for social housing, not against social housing, obviously people need places to live, but this is going to cause so many problems. It's a one-way street to bring up the stuff alone, and I know they don't listen to it all, but the wall is crumbling, and as I've said in the past, I mean, I can't understand how. I reported the dry stone wall falling onto the A58 40 feet down, and they came out and put a yellow, that was in December, before Christmas last year. The stones are still falling out. When the councilman brought and inspected it, said it was too dangerous to fix, have left it for people that are entering Halifax and getting, probably worse, leaving Halifax in danger. I told them, and then in January I was going mad, because I'm thinking, why won't anyone listen to me? It's clearly there, it's not my mind. So I phoned the council and they wouldn't answer their phone. I wasted a full life of battery. So then I charged my phone up and then I phoned 101, non-emergency. No, same thing happened again. So I was very reluctant to phone 999, but I explained to the operator and I said it is a sort of an emergency because another stone had fallen out and there was some work being done on the road further up, which vibrations, you can feel them in my house. I don't know if it's because I'm in tune with everything around me, but I feel them all the same. So there's a lot of corruption going on around here and covering up of the truth of what is around here, especially underground. I've seen fear in people's eyes when they were testing something along South Arran Bank, and that's what it means. It's all not natural. It's built up and there's things underneath that main road going back a long time. And there were tunnels in the hillside before that which will connect to these tunnels that the Victorians built and knew about and used. It's only this last generation or two that it seems to be more of a cover-up going on. Maybe it's because more things are coming out. There's no more Christianity around here because the church has just closed and it's going to be it's been turned into a house. I know that something happened here a long time ago, generation and generations ago, to put an entity that is not human, that is trapped in the tower. So I don't know how that works, because it's still there. Must have given them some shit in the builders. Anyway, and I don't want to know about it. It's too powerful. I've met him once and he did latch on, made me, I think they actually made a lady around here think at the time I was possessed by the devil. So again, I don't want to know. It was nasty though. And as soon as I realised it was out of my body, just quick like that, and I saw he was looking through my eyes, but I don't think he realised I had the power, as much as a drink had been spiked, that I was still in control, even though that night my life changed completely. Bullied by the police that night as well. That seems to be a regular thing that happens to me. Maybe it's because I talk about the reptilians too much. There you go. Said it again. People think I'm crazy when I talk about, and I'm not against. I get on with a lot of entities, as I've just said. It's when, and I get on with it, and it's just don't affect my timelines and my spirituality. You might not have the spirituality that I have. Doesn't mean that they can learn not to, but it's a different brain altogether. Different species altogether. And I am part reptilian. We all are part reptilian as we were developing in our genes and DNA. We all came from that primordial, whatever soup. No matter what skin colour you are, whatever scales, blobby, even the spiritual without bodies, we all came from it, from the original soup. That was deep, sorry. So I wish you all God blessment. I'm thinking about God quite a lot. I'm not going religious. I've told him not to turn my hair white. This is my natural colour now. Which Was a little bit. It's funny that it's is natural. I'm all natural. Beard's gonna change, so I warn you. I'm gonna go blonde, but I don't think I'm gonna streak my hair. There's a few streaks in it already that are natural. Maybe that is the white coming through. Oh, I'm a puff. Well, I am a homosexual. Sorry. What a beautiful day. And it's been such an emotional day too. So I'm taking that and I'm noticing that there's no little lines in the sky. Do you know, that makes me feel good. It's got a nest in my garden somewhere. But I've been told off as well by him because I was mimicking him. He told me off. So I don't mimic him anymore. Apparently I used to mimic, well, I did over lockdown. I was learning the bird song, and there was so much going on that it was like the birds were finding it comical, because I was more on the hill up on the top with Suki, and I could hear which one was talking to which one, and then I'd hear it passing it on down the valley. It was super to listen to. And I sort of, you would add a few little chirps in myself, and then you could hear them playing out, and then passing it back on and then coming back again, and it was very, very entertaining. Oh my gosh, it's 22:22. Right, thank you, God bless you.